Growing up in a single-parent home filled with dysfunction and challenges, Tosha Cook says she was on the same path as so many other young women, but she was determined to create a new path. She wrote a book, Breaking the Cycle, and she is now helping other young teenage mothers to do the same thing.
So tell us a little bit about your background and your story.
So basically, I was raised in a single parent household. My mother and father both, had drug addictions. And so primarily my grandfather, helped try to care for me and my sister. And so, I wrote a book to inspire, teenage mothers and victims of abuse. I had my first child at 14. I was molested and by a family member and attempted suicide. And so I went through some struggles and stuff. So I wanted to really write a book to inspire people who come from, disadvantaged, households, to have hope, to know that regardless as to what your background may be, you can still overcome.
When I hear that and I think about that, and you think about 14, and that's the age of when you're really just starting to find yourself as a young person and as a young lady, and to think that to becoming a mother at that young age when you really still don't know who you are yourself and you're still a baby and a child yourself. Then you add on that what happened with the situation going on in the home with the drug addiction and then the molestation. Was there a time that you just thought that I'm just never going to escape this? I'm just doomed to be in this type of environment for the rest of my life?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I attempted the suicide. And then not only that, I didn't have a lot of family support. Versus being supported, we were more ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of counted out before I even could really get started, because I was just naturally assumed I was going to be a product of my environment. And so I had kind of, I can't take it away because I think it's what put the fight in me, to make me be more determined to rise above what they expected out of me. So.
Yeah, no, keep going. I was just going to say that, when you start thinking about that and you say that kind of put the fight in you, that inspired you to say, was there any one day or one particular situation or something that you can remember, or someone maybe that you ran into that inspired you and it said, you know what, I am going to beat this. I know that I have a lot of odds stacked against me, but I am not going to be who people foresee me, and that when they look at me, and I'm not going to be a product of my environment.
Actually, at that time, no. I didn't have a lot of support that I have now. I'm so grateful that God, long when I began to get older, He did put that kind of support and security behind me. But unfortunately, during those times, no, I didn't have that. But the one thing that I did have, which is I didn't get it then, but I get it now, was my daughter. Because when I looked at her, I no longer wanted to be suicidal because I didn't want to leave her. And so it was either kill her, kill myself, or just fight. And she helped me push through because I knew I could not leave her. Well, I didn't want to leave her alone to have to deal with some of the things that I had dealt with. So back then, the only thing I had to keep me going was her. So even though I had a child very young, it seems horrible to have had a child that young. But I understand now her purpose, because without her, I'm sure I would have kept attempting suicide if I was successful, because that's just where I was mentally.
So now you've turned this, this pain, as people say, into purpose, and you're helping other young mothers who are in similar situations. Talk about that and what you're doing.
So I basically joined a mentor group. It's Girls Inspired. It's a ministry sponsored by the Collegedale Church. It was started in 2001. The initial purpose of Girls Inspired was to expose female students at Brandon High to new experiences and support their academic success. Since its inception, Girls Inspired has offered a safe house options for homelessness young women ages 18 to 24. The visions of Girls Inspired is to elevate the impactment of poverty in our community for, the teenage girls. The mission of the Girls Inspired is cultivated the inmate potential of girls living in disadvantaged communities by offering academic support, life skills, mentorship, new experiences, and safe houses. They do meet every Friday at Brandon High School. I don't really participate in that part. I do more of the mentorship for the safe house. We do need volunteers. We still need monetary donations for snacks, groceries, just anything to help with the uprunning, keeping up the house. We need a van. We have an after school program that we want to make it more Monday through Friday. Right now, we're just offering Monday through Wednesday because we need more volunteers and things of that nature. So we wanted to, just talk about the bedding, towels, linen, all that type of stuff that we may need for the safe house. I wanted to come in and be more of emotional support because as growing up in the community, people first thought is to help you financially with the kid, which that is a big thing that you need. But without you being mentally stable, you're going to raise the child in the same dysfunction that you came from. And I don't think in our community we speak a lot on the dysfunctional families and the mental health, because if you don't have the ability to think rational, reasonable, then you're going to raise that child in the same cycle of dysfunction that you were brought up in. So that's the reason why I wrote the book of Breaking the Cycle, because we need to start breaking some of these generational curses and some of these things that we're passing down from one generation to the next because we've normalized these dysfunctional behaviors.